China, which has over 1.4 billion people, is becoming one of the world's fastest growing countries with annual GDP growth rates consistently above 6%. It is the world's second largest economy by nominal GDP and the largest by purchasing power parity. However, behind the mirage of economic prosperity, there are still 1.1 billion of people living in the lower class, 22 million in the middle class, and only 8 million in upper class, counting respectively as 78%, 16%, and 6% of the population. Cages. Invisible cages enclosed in a single class, far from the others, shape the gap between the different social groups. In China, despite a decreasing number of poor people and an increase in GDP, there are still almost 600 million of peasants living in the same nations with elites in cities. They have only poor transportation and basic elementary and middle schools. Chances for them to escape villages are limited. In the isolated, small, and distant villages, parents always have low efficiency in teaching their kids.
学生家长可能，我们更多的学生家长从事的职业，可能更多的是在像建筑这方面、体力活方面的一些工作吧。然后他们可能本身自己受到的教育程度也不是很高。
Grown up in this environment, few students have realized the importance of education.
因为学校处的位置处于高速路口交界处，所以派遣是比较快的。学生们和家长对于学习来说也不是很重视。这里的孩子和城里孩子的主要区别就是关于学习的目的和学习的态度是完全不一样的。他们学习只是为了混一个初中的毕业证，城里的孩子就是为了要拿到大学的毕业证，达到的目标是不一样的。现在这里的学生一个年级大约有200个人，然后最终有100个人能考上高中。这里的高中是包括所有的重点高中以及职中的。然后这其中100人里面，大概只有40人左右能考上大学，也是包括了重点大学和专职业院校这种普通的学校。
Due to the lack of attention on children's growth, most students in villages stop learning before entering college or even high schools.
在小学这块是辍学基本上没有，但是到了初中，辍学的情况还是普遍的。家长在家长看来，就小学生小孩子还小，就根本不可能拉着出去打工啊干什么的都不行。然后到了初中14、15岁，小孩子长得也差不多壮一些了，就感觉可以拉着出去啊干干活什么的也都行了。像我们这个县城。我们这乡镇这块，小学升到初中，如果是100个人的话，到最后，都有中考到县城读高中的，可能10%左右就，然后当然中间可能还有一大部分辍学的学生，初中辍学可能最后能剩60到70个人左右。然后甚至还有就是教育资源吧，教育可能像我们理解的就是3方面，学校教育、家庭教育以及社会教育。然后对比一下，很明显的就可能是农村教育家庭缺失，社会缺失，只有一个学校教育在那一个人撑着吧，一个撑着，自己一个人撑着在那边都在挑大梁，一个学校教育挑大梁。然后城市里面可能整个社区、整个社会一个氛围，然后甚至家长也都在家庭里面的教育。学生能见到像博物馆啊、科技馆啊这些都能进去，见识也广啊。见识广的话，学生的一个自信心啊、一个认知这方面还是会有差距的。
For most people in middle class, they tend to choose the basic education government offers. For those middle class students, Gaokao is considered as the fairest way to achieve the upper class.
迎战高考的号
Gaokao is a national test for all students preparing for college education. According to their scores, students are assigned to different level of colleges. Every year, 10 millions of students hasten to their first battlefield and make first shot. However, as the main way for relatively poor people to change their fate and receive better education in cities, problems of tests are emerging.
但现在因为这个课外培训机构这个市场本身也很火爆，它本身其实就很商业化运作了，就刺激了很多潜在的这个消费需求出来。有些人觉得，就是我自己看自己复习应该是能够过的，但是因为大家都在上，那我不上的话，好像就是感觉好像像缺了一些什么，所以也在上。那这时候就会对那些本来可上可不上的，然后又家里条件没有那么好的同学带来一定的经济的困扰。
Not only does the examination focus on scores and ability to pay, it focuses not on capability of students, but rote memorization.
People criticize educational systems in Asia for being too rote-based, for example, right? People spend a lot of time, a lot of discipline on memorization rather than on criticality, for example.
For those 6% people in China, their financial basis can support them to have more choices in choosing education for their children. Basically, despite the differences in the education value, upper-class parents tend to choose international schools and private schools, and their children can accept more comprehensive education. The tuition is between 38,000 and 280,000. For example, Shanghai Star River Bilingual School is a private co-educational academy for Chinese students located in Shanghai. It focuses on study of individuals and formulate a small class teaching system.
小班会的话是出于这几方面考虑，因为我们这边的学生的话，就是个体差异也是比较大，对吧？因为我们这边的学校的一个理念就扬长平短，每个同学的长处其实都不太一样。因为我们这边更多的是因势利导或者因材施教。如果说我们这边的人呢控制在一个相对而言比较小的话，我们这边个体的差异，个体的需求，我们老师可以控制得更好。
Besides small and efficient class size, teachers of SSBS all have high education level, graduated from famous universities.
作为国际学校还有一定的优势，因为很多我们的老师是来自不同方面的，有些老师可能是从国外留学回来的，有些是从社会上直接招聘的，有些社会工作经验的。那么这些不同渠道招来的老师呢，对学生的思路是有个很大的一个拓展作用，所以我觉得应该还是非常优秀的。
In addition to offering required subjects such as Chinese, civic education, geography, and history, SSBS High School implements an international curriculum completely in English.
你可以了解到一个不同文化，它的思维方式肯定跟你母语的思维方式是有区别的。比如像你们的语言文学，它并不是完全是托福啊，是SAT 这种教育，而是一些本身的一些文化素养提高。
School buildings and all education and teaching facilities are equipped with first-class international standards, including libraries, laboratories, gymnasiums.
就最主要的话是取决学生可参与，可以随时的一个做自己设计一些实验，而且它的一个设施的话是可以符合学生的一个具体的一个需求，这些设施是比较重要的一些。
The school educates its students in both academics and integrity, encouraging them to develop intellectual curiosity, critical thinking skills, and international perspectives.
有些同学可能应试能力特别强，他可以考出很高的分数来，但是他的写作、文学、口语，并不一定达到国外的那种要求吧。 所以说，我觉得如果过于偏重的就是刻意追求高的标化成绩，我觉得是没有必要的。其实你一定达到一定门槛之后的话，应该是更加注重自己自身的素养提高、全面发展。
当然，我们也更多的去引导家长，作为学校的教育不仅仅只是学科的教育，可能还是作为一个人的教育，叫立德树人，对吧？就是所谓的一个 moral 上面的一些要求和一个 ethic 上面的一个要求也是很高。那这些东西的话，更多的是希望孩子在更多的一个活动当中的一个培养，和待人接物当中的一个培养，和以及自己的一些理想，或者说我们叫聚焦志趣，发掘自己的潜能，不断的去发扬自己的一个志趣。
Everyone is living in a life cycle. In the cycle, education and wealth of parents and schools build borders of your potential vision throughout your life. Because of democratization of education, richer parents provide their kids with better chances of learning. Ample education resources enable kids to achieve higher degrees. Higher degrees leads to better job and higher salary. As they become parents, their values on education and wealth will influence their next generations in return, just as how their parents have influenced them. Ultimately, the cycle will be an endless loop, and social stratification will be a severe problem. Experts always emphasize that reform will improve the education. When it comes to the reform movement, it has been considered failed eventually by most of the students and parents. Thus, after sacrificing millions and millions of students' future, the situation was still to be forced to return to the beginning. Although we are spectators, we still have obligations to improve it, to break the social cage. We know it is harsh, but it deserves to be changed.